All right, y'all boys. So this is gonna be a quick little trade. Maybe it might be a little long, it might be a little short, but this is definitely just gonna be a trade recap. Haven't done one of these in a while, but I made a vow to myself that I'm gonna get back to doing these daily trade recaps. I've been slacking, but yeah, about to get right back to it. So yeah, today's trade recap is over the one trade that I took today off of market open, made me 2.3K. Um, it's a little less than yesterday, but hey, pays the bills. So yeah, man, I'm gonna go over what I saw, and there was also a ton of other setups that I saw. I just didn't take. I saw a ton of other setups, but I didn't take anything else other than the one trade I took today, which was to the downside. There was a ton of bullish setups that um, could have been taken, and I'm gonna go over a few of those. And yeah, I'm just gonna show y'all what I saw that I want y'all to be able to see. And yeah, back to daily trade recaps, man. So this is basically day one, pretty much starting over. So yeah, coming into the market open. This was last night at midnight. What's it called? We have a 25,000 rejection. 25,000 rejection. Um, yeah, man. Obviously, we rejected hard, and coming into the open around 8 o'clock ish. This is where I woke up around 7:38. I mean, on here it's gonna say 9:30 because this is the New York time zone, you know. But over here it's 8 for me. I trade at 8:30. So none of that matters. Sorry, none of that matters. But yeah, we are obviously trending down. So yeah, again, I woke up around this time and I saw what was going on in the market. So yeah, my target is going to be the previous day's low, and another draw that made me very confident in this target was that we still have this new week opening gap that hadn't been filled yet. This is a weekly opening gap that hadn't been filled. So it was so clear. It was so obvious what was going to happen down here, bro. This gap needs to be touched. It needs to be touched, bro. So yeah, once I woke up and I saw that shit, man, I knew what I was targeting, bro. I knew what needed to be done. So yeah, let's get straight into where I took my entry. I entered 1 minute after the market opened, and my stop was I had a wide stop. It was like $900 for my stop, but the first bearish engulfing candle that I found is what I took my entry off of, and yeah, it was the 931. It was a 930 candle. Where's 930? It was this candle right here, this bearish engulfing candle. Once that candle closed weak, I took my entry and my stop went above these highs. These relative highs right here, my stop went above those, and I was targeting the previous day's low as well as the weekly opening gap. So this is what it looked like. Yeah, that was my entry. Stop went above these highs right here. Target was all the way down here. My first trim was right here. Yeah, I posted it on Instagram. Some of y'all probably saw it there. Posted it on TikTok. Some of y'all probably saw it there as well. But yeah, this was the only trade I took today. It was straight to target. Literally, like, bro, there was no drawdown, no nothing, man. It was just straight to target. It was one of the easiest trades, one of the easiest trades to sit through, all of that. But like I was saying, when I was mentioning the long setups that I saw today, this is what we're gonna get into for the longs. Those were way more clear, way more clean. So as you know, I trade the first presented fair value gap. Where is the first presented fair value gap here, guys? It is right here at 933. So this is a 933 gap right there. I don't really like this. I usually make it blue, so let's get it. No middle line, background blue, border blue. Yeah, so this is usually what I would wait for when I'm taking a trade, right? But again, when other things present themselves, bro, you gotta take advantage of it. And yeah, that previous day's low topped with the new week opening gap down there that needed to be filled was what I decided to use as my trade. So yeah, once we swept that, I knew the bulls were gonna get back into the market. The investors were gonna take advantage of that. So once we get our first inversion, this is the first inversion down here, right? That first inversion, that could have been an entry. Once that candle closed, we pulled back to that inversion right there. You could take an entry right here, take a long position here. Once we pulled back here, and this candle started to move anywhere in here, you could take a long entry. Stops below these lows, the stop below low of day, sorry. And yeah, you can take this all the way back up to the first presenting fair value gap, right there, right there. I don't care what it says, 1 to 6. I don't care. That's literally straightforward. Look at it, straight to target, right? Literally, this is another trade that would have went straight to target. And after you get above the first presenting fair value gap, anything above the first presented value, oh my God, anything above the first presented fair value gap is now bullish. So what is this? This is a pullback to the first presented fair value gap. The 9 EMA stays above the 21. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have taken this, but look, once we clear these highs here, these relative equal highs up here, let me show you something. This is the trade that I was talking about in the chat, but I just wasn't able to take it because we didn't pull back enough. Where I wanted us to pull back to was the hourly gap. Let me show you the hourly gap. There's an hourly gap that I was looking for. Where are we? Where the hell are we? Oh, this is the wrong week. Sorry. But there was an hourly gap down here that I wanted us to pull back to. Or is there? If I remember correctly, there was something that I was looking at when I was texting this entry. Maybe it wasn't on the hourly, maybe it was on the 5. But once we got above the gap, oh, here it is right here. It's on the 5, sorry. Yeah, this is where I want us to pull back to. I wanted the midpoint of this. I wanted to take this. I don't like this fib at all. Ew. Yeah, disregard all of this bullshit. This is not the fib that I usually take, but yeah, just take a look at this gap and just use the midpoint of that. That's where I wanted us to pull back to for my entry. That's what I wanted to tap, and I would have taken an entry there. And once we got a bullish engulfing, which was this, would have used the low of that previous 5-minute candle right there. If we would have tapped into this gap, but we didn't tap into the gap. So the midpoint, sorry. We didn't tap the midpoint of the gap. So I wasn't able to do that, but I would have just done a quick 2 to 1 on that. That would have been a quick 2 to 1 entry. And the two actually goes all the way up to what? This is the previous day's close as well as the midnight open. So yeah, that was a clean entry. That could have been your entry right there. That's the second long entry that I was mentioning. The first one was down here off of the first 1 minute inversion. Where are we? Your first 1 minute inversion, you would take that back to the first presented fair value gap for a long. Stop goes below low of day. This one was a little bit longer. It took a little bit longer, but it was off a 5-minute. Where are we at? It was off a pullback to this 5-minute gap. We did not pull all the way back, but another entry. Let's get rid of that. Another entry. If we missed that, since we did miss that, another entry could have been right here. Once we pulled back to the 9 EMA right here, we held it. Bullish engulfing there. Bullish engulfing there, closes. Stop goes below the previous 5-minute candle low or the 21 EMA. We target previous day's close and midnight open. Another easy trade right there, straight to target, no drawdown. Like today was so straightforward, it's so clear, guys. Yeah, man. I'm losing my voice a little bit. Did a lot of chatting in this video, but I hope you guys are understanding what I'm trying to say and what I'm like the point I'm trying to get across when it comes to this strategy. The strategy is really simple. Like it's really just about your targets. Like you got to be really specific with your targets, bro. And my targets are what? Previous day's high, midnight open, previous day's close, and previous day's low. Those are the main things that I like to target. I like to work around the first presented fair value gap, and then yeah, man, I really like to take entries off of bullish engulfings. And obviously, I don't have the VWAP pulled up, but that's another important factor to what I trade off of. And yeah, just gotta pay really close attention to your draws. And yeah, sometimes it's really like just I wouldn't say common sense, but this one was like really obvious. Look at this opening. Look at this gap. It was just too clear what was gonna happen once you see this big drop. Yeah, it was pretty obvious what price was gonna do. So the fuck. Yeah, man. I hope you guys are understanding, and I hope you guys learned something from this little trade recap. Gonna start doing these every day again. So yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow's trade recap when we make some more money. Yes, sir.